Good morning. How are you?
Good. My name is Jasmine. I'm a
Okay.
medical case manager here at GPHA Woodland Avenue. And who are you?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan. Ryan, is it okay for me to refer to you with your first name?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. What's your preferred pronouns, Ryan?
She, her. That's pretty much it.
She, her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here at GPHA, we provide HIV counseling and testing. And I see that you came in today for a HIV test. Okay. So before we get started on the test and before I explain the process, I'm going to begin with a risk assessment.
Okay.
I do need to let you know that everything that we discussed today is completely confidential. And with the risk assessment, the questions are a little personal.
Okay.
Just want to let you know that it might be hard for you to answer some of these questions. But again, it's completely confidential. It's just kept between me and you, and it's a tool used to find clever ways to reduce your risk. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So here's a risk
They're not
assessment.
math questions or anything, right?
No,
You said a little
it's
hard. Okay.
hard
Only thing
as
I got a
in
problem with is math.
okay, hard as in sometimes it's hard for certain patients to answer the questions because they're personal, and you
Okay.
know we like to keep our business to ourselves. So some
Okay,
people
all
just
right.
don't like to share, but I'm asking that you share with me so we can work together in finding ways to reduce your risk.
Okay. I
Okay,
understand.
is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to proceed with the risk assessment now. Okay, when was the last time you were tested for HIV?
I get tested every year. So a year ago.
A year ago?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you remember the result of the test?
It was negative.
It was negative? Okay. Do you feel that you have had an exposure to HIV within the last 72 hours through any of the following activities? Unprotected sex? Did the condom break with somebody that was HIV positive or someone of unknown HIV status? Or sharing needles or works?
No, I've actually been a good girl. I've been celibate for a couple months, so.
Okay. Okay. So no. Approximately how many people have you had anal, vaginal, or oral sex with in the past 12 months? Can you say 0, 1, or 2 or more?
Just my boyfriend.
Just your
Just
boyfriend?
one,
So
yeah.
1? Okay.
And it's just vaginal and oral sex. None of that anal stuff.
No anal sex? It's
Mm-mm.
just vaginal and oral?
Yeah.
Okay. And in the past 12 months, you said just with your boyfriend. Is your boyfriend male or transgender?
He's male.
He's male?
Yeah.
Okay. When you have sex with your boyfriend, how often do you use condoms?
We've been together for like 3 years now, so we don't use condoms.
You don't use condoms at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And you said you've been together for 3 years?
Yep.
Okay. Are you having sex with someone who you know is living with HIV?
No.
No? Okay. Have you tested positive for any of the following STDs within the past 12 months? Chlamydia,
No.
gonorrhea?
12 months? No.
Okay, but have you tested positive before that?
Prior, yes.
Okay, but you get tested every year?
Yes.
Okay. Prior to the 12 months, you said yes.
But not within 12 months.
What about syphilis?
No.
No? Okay. Have you ever had sex for money, drugs, or something else that you need?
The thought of it sounds nice, but no, I've never done it.
Never? Okay. Have you injected drugs not prescribed by a doctor within the past 12 months?
No, I don't use drugs. I
Okay.
mean, just birth control, but no
Okay.
drug use.
And have you ever shared needles or works?
No.
No? Okay. Okay. So that was the risk assessment. We're going to put that to the side now, and I'm going to explain the testing process. So today we're going to be doing an INSTI test. It's a rapid HIV test. It gives a result in as little as 60 seconds. So I'm going to take a device, just prick your finger, take a little bit of your blood, and we're going to place it inside a solution. It's going to give us a result. So another thing to mention with this type of test is that if you've engaged in any risky behavior, I know you said you've been celibate for 3 months, but if you have had any unprotected sex within the last week, this test is not going to be able to pick that up. This test will only be able to detect present antibodies as of 30 days ago. So any activity within the past 30 days will not be detected by this test.
Okay.
Okay? So again, everything that we do here is completely confidential. Not going to disclose any of this information. So there are two outcomes when it comes to the Insti Rapid test. Your test can either come back non-reactive, which means that there were no HIV antibodies found in your blood at this time, or it can come back reactive, and that means that there were HIV antibodies present in the sample that you provided today. If your test results do come back negative, we're going to talk a little bit about risk reduction. We're going to go over option is the medication called PrEP. That's a pill that you can take once per day to prevent HIV. And we'll go through a plan to keep you negative if it comes back negative. If it comes back reactive, that means that there were antibodies found present in your blood. And in that case, we would link you to care immediately. We do have infectious disease providers here at GPHA on site. They're just a couple doors down.
Okay.
I will do a warm handoff. I'll walk you down there and you'll talk to them. But even at that point, you're going to do a confirmatory test. After the confirmatory test, you will meet with the provider, establish a relationship, since this would be in the beginning process of getting you engaged in care. Another step would be if your test comes back reactive, you would have to notify the health department. They would talk to you, interview you about the partners that you've had, and basically give your partners the same opportunity that you have here with me today, and that's to be tested and to be linked to care if they are found to be reactive or positive. Okay? So again, a reactive test is a preliminary positive. We'll do the confirmatory. We'll get you linked to care. We will talk to partner services or refer you to partner services. They'll in turn contact you for an interview. And we'll go from there. Do you have any other questions?
Not right now, but I did have one question, I guess. How long is this going to take? Because I'm supposed to be like meeting my mom for lunch in like an hour or so.
Okay, so the test gives a result in as little as 60 seconds. I have 5 minutes to read the results of the test. So this will take maybe about 7 to 9 minutes. Okay? Because we're going to want to talk a little bit about reducing your risk, and we've already used some of the time. Okay? So before we do the test, I'm going to have you sign this consent form.
Okay.
And this consent form just basically gives us permission to run your test.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
So I have everything that I need. Controls are checked. I'm just going to perform the test.
Okay.
Put this to the side.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a Band-Aid.
All right.
Okay? So while we wait for your results to read, we are going to go over your risk assessment so that we can find some clever ways to reduce your risk. And if you come back negative, we'll keep you negative. And we've already talked about what happens if you come back reactive. But for now, we want to focus on the risk counseling.
Okay.
Okay? So you said that you were tested about 1 year ago, and your test was negative. You said you've been celibate for 3 months. You've also shared with me that you've only had sex with one person within the past 12 months. You also mentioned that you never use condoms. No one that you are having sex with that you know of is HIV positive. You have tested positive for gonorrhea in the past, you said, right? But not within the past 12 months. Okay. And you've never had sex in exchange for anything that you need, money or any type of drug.
No, not
So
yet.
what we're going to want to talk about in depth today is your condom use, and then PrEP as well.
Okay.
So PrEP is a drug that you take every day to prevent HIV. You would have to take that drug every day. So if like you have any issues with remembering to take medication day by day, you're going to want to talk with me and the provider about finding some ways to help you remember. Like you put a reminder on your phone, you can write it down by your nightstand so that you can remember to take your pill every day. And then also, what are some things that you think you can do to increase your condom use?
Well, first of all, you mentioned drugs, and I said I don't do drugs,
Mhm.
so I'm not sure.
You're not sure what you can
Yeah,
do
you
to
told me
increase your condom
I
use?
can take a drug every day.
Right, so
Um,
the drug, it's not like a street drug. PrEP is a
Okay.
medication, I'm sorry for using that
Okay.
terminology. But it's a medication that you take once per day. It's called Truvada. And as I've mentioned, it would just prevent you from acquiring HIV.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's sort of kind of like taking my birth control every day.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can remember to take your birth control every day, you can pop that with your birth control.
Okay.
And then you can prevent HIV too.
Okay.
So it's a win-win.
Okay.
So I am going to give you the referral, and then in addition to that, so your condom use, is there any way that you think you can increase your condom use? Like maybe you can use, so how often would you say that you use them?
Me and my boyfriend don't use condoms.
At all.
Nope.
So-
it's just us. So
Okay. Do you think maybe you can use them half the time? For
No,
now?
What for?
Hmm?
What for? I'm
What
just
for?
having sex with him.
Well, how sure are you that he's not having sex with someone else?
I mean, we go everywhere together.
Mhm.
We talk like we like this, like we got a
Okay.
tight bond.
Okay.
I'm not having sex with nobody else. I don't think he's having sex with nobody else. That's the last thing I want to think about. He's about to
Okay.
have me go home and kill him today.
What is he doing right now?
He's at work.
You know that for sure?
Yeah.
But you're
I
not
got his
with him.
schedule, but I got his schedule.
You have his schedule, but the point in me mentioning that is we don't know second by second what someone else is doing. The reason why I'm mentioning it is because I want to empower you to be able to make your own decisions and determine your own destiny. You want to be able to control what happens to you as best as you can. So you should protect yourself. I mean, if that means just using them sometimes and that's all we can work with for right now,
Mhm.
and we have you on PrEP, I think that's a good plan.
The prep thing was okay, but using condoms, I don't know, because it's like, I mean, I've been okay. Like all year, I get tested every year. I haven't had, no infections in the past year. I mean, he off work at 4 o'clock, so you have to hear me drive in there and make sure he's still there. Like, call up there and make sure he's still on the clock. Like, I don't play those types of games.
So while we're talking, and you
Mhm.
said you don't play those kind of games, I can see maybe there is some doubt there. So I mean, all I'm trying to get you to understand is that you want to be the one that decides
Okay.
to keep yourself negative. You don't want to put that in someone else's hands.
Okay.
Okay?
I
So
understand
PrEP and condoms, that like I mentioned, that's a good plan to begin with.
it. Okay.
Is that something you think you can commit to?
The
Depending
prep is
on the
okay
result of
because
the
I can
test.
take it every day with my birth control, like you said, and that's only to protect me against HIV. I didn't hear you mention like any other.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a good point to mention. And
So-
because you've tested positive for gonorrhea in the past,
Okay.
you're going to want to use protection. And
Okay.
PrEP, as you so cleverly pointed out, it only protects you against HIV. It doesn't protect you against other STDs.
Okay.
So it's important, again, if the doubt that you have with your boyfriend and not knowing around the clock where he is and what he's
Mhm.
doing, what type of behaviors he's engaging in, the fact that you have had some exposure in the past to STIs, let's use that as motivation.
Okay, I think about
Okay.
it. Yep.
Okay, so the results of your test is back,
Okay.
and today your test is non-reactive.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good thing.
So that means that no antibodies were found present in your blood today.
Okay.
But once again, as I mentioned, this test is not going to pick up any risky behavior, any high-risk behavior, unprotected sex within the past month.
Okay.
Okay? Within the past month. So 30 days ago,
Mhm.
you are not reactive.
Okay.
So within the past 30 days, if you believe you've had any exposure or if you had any exposure, either way, I would like for you to come back in to meet with me for a follow-up appointment and to be retested.
Okay. That's a
Okay.
plan.
So we talked about the risk reduction plan. We talked about using condoms more, and we've talked about PrEP. Can you just reiterate or teach that back to me? Just tell me what we discussed and what's our plan going forward.
So they're going to give me a referral for PrEP, which you said I can take every day to prevent me from contracting HIV. And then maybe try to, you know, introduce condoms, maybe in like a playful way. Maybe I can like start by maybe using them like for oral, maybe like get some flavor condoms for my boyfriend. Just take it, you know,
Absolutely.
baby steps. Maybe just like, you know, one step at a time.
That's a
So,
great suggestion. So, like you said, excuse me, implement them in a playful way. In addition to condoms, I'm going to give you, in addition to male condoms, I'm also going to give you some female condoms and some
Okay.
dental dam as well. And dental dam comes in all kinds of flavors, so you can spice it up a little bit and
Okay.
protect yourself at the same time.
Okay.
So here's your PrEP referral.
Okay.
Here's your condoms. And we're going to schedule you for a follow-up appointment on September 7th. I already have that in the system.
Okay.
Do
Can
you
I
have
have a
any
slip
other
for that
questions?
appointment just in case I
Sure.
forget? Okay.
I'll give you a reminder slip. Here it is
All
right here.
Thank you so much.
Do you have any other questions?
No, that's all.
So you have your condoms, some
Yes.
educational stuff about preventing HIV,
Mhm.
and now you know you're non-reactive. I'll see you back within 30 days.
Yes, Miss Jasmine. I'll
Okay,
be
I
back.
look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Okay.